So, yeah, discussing about the SAP work process administration part. This is the first administration topic which we are discussing. So, to know the what are the supported process which are supporting to log into the SAP system, then what about the other process here? So as part of this one, in SAP, we have the seven work process, DV, EB, MG, S. So here, D for dialog, which we discussed, the dialog is, is used to log into the SAP system and process the user request, right? So these two actions will be done by the dialog work process here. So SM50, SM66 are the transaction codes we use to check the status of the work process and everything here. So as part of the daily monitoring, so we need to log into the systems. Suppose example, let's take the NW1. Okay. So let's take the NW1 system. So just to log in with the first time we are logging, then either you can use the DDIC or we have the common user. So you can use it to log into the systems here, right? So here, so the main thing is the always the status of the work process should be in the either waiting or running status here. Running means one of the user ID, one of the user request is running status here that we discussed. So dialog is used to log into the system and process the user request and everything here in the back end. In the back end, that will be used here. So then once the person is logged into the once the person is logged into the SAP system, then then he done the some transactions. Okay. When the person logged into the system is done the some transaction here. Then here the update work process will update the updated records, will update the records into DB table level, will update the records into DB table level here. That will be done by the update work process here, right? So suppose example, user in the dialog mode, I logged in. So which means I am logged into the SAP system means one of the dialog work process taken care of the my request here, right? So one of the dialog work process taken care of the my request. That's why I am able to log into the SAP system. Then if I do the any sales related transaction codes, any sales related, some material related. So the material related, if I execute any functional related transaction code and HR related transaction codes, if I do the transaction, if any transaction records are generated, that will be done by the update work process. Update work process, updating the records into database level. That will be done by the update work process. So we can monitor, we can check whether updates are failing or not. In SM13, we can check the status of the failed update records or all the things we can check in the SM13, right? So failed update records and each and everything, whether the failed any failed entries, then definitely we need to process in SM13 here. So SM14, we can check the status of the update, whether the update is active or not, right? So if you go to the SM13, so you can just check the all, then you can see the execute, just remove the date and execute. Then if you see if any update record got stuck here, then so update some records are not updated at the database level, your transaction is not successful, your transaction is not updated TB table levels and everything here. So here if everything is zero, that's why something is some records are showed. Suppose like let's see in our systems if any records are displaying or not. Let's see here. Just go to the SM13 and here just remove the dates here. So remove the dates and see if any update records are stuck here. Here you see there is a one update record got stuck which is dated on the so 4th01 there is a update record got stuck. The user is by SAP star, the client is the 900 here. So this may be there is a duplicate record. There may be a duplicate record which caused the issue here. Duplicate record which caused the issue here. So here, so that you have to take the screen capture of this update screen and you have to inform to the respective user or respective functional team, then they will reprocess this failed interval. Why? Because see, this is also same, this is also same. So might be this, maybe some duplicate record, I guess here. The person two times processed the same, maybe try to repeat the update. Try to repeat the update. So it is started, right? It is started. So again, it got failed here because of the duplicate record. Why? Because the entry already exists. So what we can do, we can, if you delete this entry, then everything is gone. So that when you delete the entry, then there are zero update records. So all are gone here. So which means the failed update records are gone here. Failed update records are gone now here. So there are no failed update records. So system is great. You can mark as a no failed transactions in the system, right? So that what we can say update records here, right? You can check the last 24 hours. We can remove the dates and you can see all the things we can find out here, right? So in SM14, we can see either any update is active or not. Update is active here. So some cases, worst cases, sometimes it will go to the deactivated status. Update will go to the deactive status here. So due to the some database level issues and everything, update will go to the deactivate status. When the update is deactivated, we can activate it here. We can deactivate and we can activate it here. So when the update is deactivated, it will not update any transactions into DB table level. Means it will not save any transactions. It keep on loading only. Suppose example, let me show you one example here. Okay. What I will do, I will deactivate the update record here, update work process. Let's go to the, I will take the new session here, new GUI window. Okay. And here, just try to create the one master entry here. One user, let me create here. Okay. So let me create the one entry here. So let me create the one entry here. Let me try here. So that you will understand how the what is the importance of the update record here, right? So let's go to the SU01 and let me create one user. So that this user should save into the DB level. Okay. So then the basis one I'm trying to create here, one already exists. Suppose like 10. Okay. 10 you are trying to create here. Just set the password. So what I will do here, I will deactivate the update records in the another session. Let me go to the another session, SM14, deactivate. Okay. So then here, so there is no address. Let me fill the address here. Okay. So I filled the basic details. So update is deactivated here. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to save it. Right? Save it. When I save it, it won't save. It won't save the record into the DB level. It won't save the data. So see here, update is delayed, waiting. So until update is active, your record will not be, your transaction will not be saved into the DB table level here. It won't save the data here. Why? Because it got failed. It got failed here. V1 and the update got so failed here. Update got failed into the table level. It got failed here, right? So that is the, so you can see here, right? Update got failed. Now its update is deactivated, right? So now you can see the SM13, definitely it will show like, so some entries here. You can see the entries in the system. See, V1 processed, the critical update got processed, but so it's not saving into the DB table level. It's not saving here. It's the initialization status here. So the address and updating the user authorities, it's not saving. Why? Because so it's not processing, it's not saved here. So now what will happen after some time? It will go to the red status, right? So now what I will do, I will just activate the update. Okay, when you activate the update, now you see this will be saved. This transaction will be saved now. See, wait for here. See, transaction is saved here. User is created. Then your update is active. Then just click on the refresh. This entry is gone. Right? So means now you can understand what is the criticality of the update. So updating the user transactions, user records into DB table level. Updating this one by DB table level. This will be updated by the, so DB table level will be updated. Right? This what it will happen by the, so this users, this one update work process here. So the importance of the update work process is updating the transactions, right? So we can see it here. There are one or more update records. One is enough, but there are the two updates in the each system here. That is called the update one, then update two, right? Update one and update two. Why? Because it will place the important role. That's why we have the two updates. There the number of dialog work process that is depends. So here you see the only background is only one. Someone changed, I guess. Okay. So now, so here you can see, so dialogues are more. Why? Because more users will log in here, right? So update V1 and V2 updates. Updates means updating the user transaction records into DB table level here, right? So in case of update deactivated, the transactions will not be saved. Any transaction will not be saved here, right? It will be loading concept only here. So that is the reason update is one of the important process here, right? So then here you can see the sir update one, update two. Why two updates? Means update one, V1, normally we will call it as the V1 and V2, update one and update two here. So V1 means critical changes. So system critical changes here, the critical updates that affects objects with controlling functions in the system here. So there are some critical updates which will affect the some controlling functions in the system. So that is called the V1. V1 will process, update one will process here. Single update work process on the same application server. Consecutively, it will process it here, right? V2 means non-critical updates, such as like statistics updates, some results, calculations. Those are the non-critical, which are not important. System will decide. So that time, so V2 will process that update records here. V1 is only like a updating critical updates which will impact the system transactions and everything that will be updated by the V1, right? So V2 is the non-critical. Simply you can remember this is the critical updates. This is the non-critical updates will be processed by the V2 here. V2 will be processed the non-critical updates here. That is the, so the difference between V1 and V2 updates here, right? So that is the update records here. Same as like dialog. With the dialog mode, we will log in. If you do some transaction in the SAP system, the transactions will be updated by the update work process here, right? So and another thing, E, E for, so E for NQ, U for NQ work process here, E for NQ work process here. So SM12 is the transaction code to check the NQ. NQ work process is like a locking mechanism here. So to avoid the locking, like to avoid the, so inconsistencies in the system, so the NQ work process will do the locking here. The NQ work process will do the locking mechanism here, right? So locking means suppose the same if one, two persons are executing the same thing, it will do the locking. It will do the locking entries in the system here. It will do the lockings here, right? To manage the lock entries. Here we have to monitor our system with the recording lock logic and what are the lock currently is executed, what are the locks are opted for the transactions and everything. We can do it here in the locking transactions here, SM12 transaction code here. So we can see it here. If we go to the SM12 transaction code, so here we will understand what exactly happening in the system, what exactly happening in the system here, what tables the users are updating here. So what table? 27th, one user started is trying to update something in the system here. There is an argument got in the table level, in this table level. So there is a something is trying to update using the PFCC transaction code here, right? So then what about this user here? This is also SM30 transaction code is trying to edit the some of the table here, right? And also there is a one more, this one, this is a table name. Then there is some operational modes is trying to use it here. Operational modes is trying to use it here. This is what here it's happening in the systems here, right? The locking. So, sir, what is exactly the locking mechanism means? Suppose example you see, so let me give you the one idea here. So there is a one object here, there is a one table or there is a one company code here, right? So here there is a person, here there is a person here. So he is also trying to edit the same object. Sorry, he is obtained the one of the, he is doing some editing in this table. Company code is doing the editing. Another person also is trying to update the same thing here. System, it won't allow you to do the same thing here. Why? Because already this table is being updated by the one more person here. So then you have only display access. You cannot edit these entries. Why? Because this person also updating the same and you are also updating the same means the records will be mismatched and there is a inconsistency. To avoid these things, while other person is updating, another person cannot do the, so yeah, the cannot update inside the records into the table level here. Why? Because this will be done. Why? Because system will lock it. System will lock it this concept here. Because of the lock concept, because of the lock concept, system will lock the transaction. Whoever the first in, first out, whoever the first do the lock, doing the transaction, that will be lock it here, that will be lock it here, right? So you see here, suppose example, you are booking the one ticket, cinema, one movie ticket in this corner seat, same person also trying to book it, it won't allow you. Why? Because so other person already being processing, so you will get the something like it's already occupied or already being processing by the other person, something like that. You will get the thing here. Why? Because other person also doing the same thing in the system here, right? So that is the reason of the lock concept here, SAP, the locking concept here, right? Suppose example, this is also we can perform it example here. So this is also by example we can perform it in the systems here. By example, so we can perform it here. So what we can do, so let me try to edit the something here. Suppose like BD54, I am trying to edit something in this table. I am trying to edit it. I'm going to create the new entry here, right? So new entry, I'm trying to create it here. So maybe let's take the one more session here. Okay, already sessions are open. So let me create the BD54. BD54. You see here, the data is locked by the user, can be only display only. Can be only display only here. The locked data. So we have only, so this we have only, so display action. You don't have the, so another action. Why? Because the data locked by the user. You have only display access only. So what exactly happening in this case means, the person who is first logged is doing the updates, he can only do the updates here. See, it is doing only update. Two records are obtained here. Two lock entries are obtained here. Which table? What is the lock argument? And you can see the all the information here, all the information here. If you delete this one, if the person is back, now you see the, so last two records, now you can see, now this person is done the work here, the person is done the work here. So where is the transaction here? Yeah, new entry. So this person completed the work, then he back to the normal, he cancelled the transaction here. So he cancelled it. Then immediately whenever he is back to normal, just click on the refresh, the two lock entries will be gone. The two lock entries will be gone here, which means the person, so the person done his work, then another person can do that. After that, the same person can do the work here. The same person can do the work now. Now see, this person can able to edit the entries in the system, right? The same time, suppose I'm going to create the one group here, logon group in the system, right? SMLG. So another person also trying to create the same thing. but system it won't allow. Why? Because this is currently locked by the user basis, only display possible. You have only display access here. It is locked. It is locked here. Now just click on the refresh button. There is a two more entries got created here. Two more locks are created here. You cannot edit these things. Why? Because here, who is doing these things? NQ mechanism, the locking. So NQ will do the locking of the transactions until you log out, until you complete your transaction. The the NQ mechanism will do the this kind of things here. Will do the this kind of things in the systems here, right? So there the types of locks are there here. The lock modes. There the types of lock modes are there here, right? So there is a shared lock, types of lock modes here, right? If you go in deeply, you will get confused. Just I will explain that the types of locks here, eye level. So the types of locks. Some locks, while other person editing, you can also edit it. Some locks, you cannot edit it here. Some locks will be shared. Some locks will not be shared here, right? They are the types of locks here. So one is the shared lock. The second one is called the exclusive lock here. Exclusive exclusive lock here. The third one is called the optimistic lock here. O lock, optimistic lock here. Optimistic lock. The fourth one is called the exclusive lock, exclusive non-cumulative here. Exclusive non-cumulative here, right? And database lock and application lock, those are the common, but four are the main lock entries. So shared lock, whenever the shared lock means, it will the lock mode will come like a yes. Whenever the system will decide, you don't need to choose anything here, system will decide it here. So yes means, shared lock means it will allow the multiple persons, multiple transactions can read from. It will prevent from the modifying and everything here, right? That is called the shared lock here. E means exclusive lock. It will allow only transactions to modify data, but any other transactions reading or modify, it will prevent. Prevent means it will avoid. It will warn us if anyone is doing the same data editing, then it will prevent it here, right? So that is the exclusive lock here. Exclusive lock here. Shared lock means the lock is shared between the all the lock entries and everything here. Then optimistic lock, and there is a cumulative locks are available. So that is in the lock concept here. These all are the lock modes here. Which lock mode system will assign it? That is, system will decide that one. During that time, system will decide it here, right? Same time, so the lock will be issued here. Same time, the lock will be issued during the work. While doing the work, the lock will be assigned to the particular the table. Whatever you are doing in the application side, each and everything will be updated in the one of the table level here. One of the table level here in the database level. So it will lock that table entry here to avoid the others to do the similar thing. It will avoid that one here, right? These are the lock modes which will be done by the your SM12 in the locking NQ work process, which is available in the ASS instance. NQ work process which is available in the ASS instance here. NQ which is available in the ASS instance here. SM12, right? So update is like a SM13 and SM14. The transaction codes will not comes into the order here. DVE. Next one. So B means background work process, right? So before explaining the background work process, there are the other transaction codes for the monitoring. So there is a SM51 transaction code to check the active application servers. How many application servers are there for your SAP system? Where can I find out? Means SM51 transaction code here. If you go to here, execute the SM51 transaction code here, you can find out the only one application server is active here. Only one application server is active, that will be listed in this one here. Only that application server here, right? So that will be shown here, right? So SM50, SM66, SM51 active application server status here, right? The next one, to check the locks and everything, ST22 above runtime dumps here. Above runtime dumps here. Here we can check the above runtime dumps here. So if this is the above system, a system will be always on the programs in the back end. A lot of programs and a lot of codes will be compiled. So if any, sometimes what we will be, sometimes we may face the program errors. Sometimes we may face the program errors, syntax errors, so timeout errors, so memory errors, SQL error, many things we may get it out. In that case, we have to check in the daily basis, are there any errors are reported yesterday and today? We need to check this part here. We need to check this part here. See, there is a rise exception error by the basis user 001 client here, right? If you double click it out, then you will check the what happened in the system here. So each dump, there is a analysis tree is there here. Here we can find out the what happened in the system here. The current above program has terminated. So what I can do here? This entries errors occurred here. Then what is the user and what is the transaction? User is 001. The program, this is the program ID which causing the issue here. Which system, which environment? This is the NW1 system. So this is the host name and IP address and the Windows system details got displayed here, right? So then how to correct the error? You can see how to correct the error. Error analysis, short text, right? So then information on where it is terminated here. GI docking container. It got created here. So there is a job name. See FI underscore so test. So there is a basis user. So this job is causing the some issues here. This job, background job is causing the some issues here. We need to check what is the program maintained. All the information we need to cross check once here. Here, what is the source code? Source code means where it is. So error, it is giving the error in this line. This 90 line, the source code, it is giving the error here. Right? What are the application calls? This is a background job which is causing the issue. So list of above programs are affected. These all are the above programs got affected here because of the this program issue. All are affected here, right? That is the issue troubleshooting issue. The above runtime analysis we can do it here. It says not only just to raise exception. Sometimes you may see the some other errors like program error, DB error, memory error, so some syntax errors. So there are lot of errors will be reported here. If I go to this one ECD, we have the today 3 dumps are generated. Yesterday 6 dumps are generated here. Runtime errors. You can see so the errors here when it was occurred and what time and what date it is occurred. So you can see the information here. There is uncaught exceptions here, right? So the errors may be different. The errors may be multiple. It's different multiple times. It's different customer to customer, project to project, system to system. You may get it out. So don't think like, sorry, here we are getting means real time also. We may get or sometimes we may not get because of the issues, right? So that is the one here. So suppose like you see the uncaught exception. What is that uncaught exception? So there is an exception was raised when this exception was raised when the executing this program here. So means whenever you are trying to create the user due to the so what happened here? Let's see the error analysis here. So internal error address management converted to the key to does not exist. Okay. So the ID here, some mandatory fields are not available in the system, which causing the above programming error here. As per the error analysis, I see as per my understanding. So there is a person number, address, and they say something wrong with the address area. Because of this reason, it is not coming. In case of so you are not sure what causing the issue, then what we can do, we can check in the so service marketplace here in the SAP marketplace, we can check it out. The SAP marketplace, we can check here, right? So here we can see, let's just go to the service marketplace here, or maybe if you search in the Google, so it will give you the some notes here, some notes, some community support here. You will get the some notes here. So here you see here, so there is a error, say uncaught exception, same program here. There is a note number, there is an article given by the article number, the KBA article number, this is given by the SAP here, right? So this type of errors, this type of fixes, SAP already given to the customers here, how to fix it out, and so what is the solution for this one here. So you need to check the exact, it should match it here. The program component, then the program, the exception, all these things are matching here, right? So for this one, SAP given the one solution. Let's see what is that. In SU01, whenever you're trying to create the dump occurs here, the dump is coming whenever trying to create. This is the default company address is not maintained, so users does not have the company address assignment, the default, so which is causing the issue here. So what they are saying here, check the if the default company address in the resolution, see the resolution also they have maintained here, default company address maintained or not. SUCOMP is the transaction here. Let's go to SUCOMP. Okay. Here you can just check the company details here. So no values found here. No company details found here. Just create the company details here. No values here. So what you can do, just maintain the one company details here. Click on the create button here. Right. Here it's saying that default company details are not exist here. So what I'm just to maintain the details here. Country, time zone, India time zone. Click on the save button. I don't think IN country is not exist. Okay, please not exist. That's fine. Okay, some master data is invalid. Okay, suppose like training. They're asking us to create something here. We are creating here. Okay, so that is fine. Time zone India. So suppose like so IN. It does not exist. So someone override the data, which causes the issue. That's fine. So another thing here they have given. So run the you go to SC38, run this report to for each company address here. They are asking us to run this report here. If any inconsistencies with the company address, we can go to this one. We can run the this report. We can run it here. We can run the report here. So that one will fix the issues here, right? So click on the execute button. So this will so clear the some number of users it could be generated. So number of users without assignment. So then so it got reported, it got generated the issue here. It got generated. See, it got users without mass update. So that got done here, right? So it got created. So that is done. So now you can try to create the user, so it won't create any dump here. It won't create the any dump here. Suppose like example, previously we got the dump here, right? So now see it is giving the this one. It is giving the this one, and also the default company address also we can maintain or we can create it here. The new company main details also we can create it here. So right, then log on data. So all the things we can maintain, we can create it. Now it won't occur the dump here. Previously, whenever we open the transaction code itself, we are getting the dump here. So we fixed it this dump. So what we have done it here. So we have checked this one. We have checked this one, raise except uncaught exception. See, then when you are creating the user, we got the issue, but we don't know more details. Then we just when you go to the service marketplace, then search it. You will come to know the little number of notes here. So you can search it out. What happened here? Then you will get the some clues by reading the articles and some blogs. You will come to know some information. So based on that, we can fix it out here. This way, the dumps runtime errors we will get normally. This is the program error, syntax errors normally the developers. Why? Because programs will be written by the developers here. If any technical dumps like so timeout error, so SQL errors, memory, shared memory. So this kind of things will be done by the basis team here, technical people here. This is the program errors, what we do here, nothing, right? The respective team will do the take care of the actions here. That will be done by the respective team here. So here we have to check like this here. So raise exception. Raise exception means suppose like there is a duplicate got triggered here. Duplicate entry got triggered here. That's got created the issue here. Then what we can do, similarly, you can go to the service marketplace or Google, just search it out here. You will come to know that there is a one more node got generated here. There is a duplicate node, duplicate GRAFS. So same NET. So same error messages here. This is also same. So what is this mean? Let's see. So what is this means? So it is causing the apply the node corrections here. They are saying that this is a coding error, code error. The program, the code error here, program error here. So there is a note we have to apply in our SAP system to fix the issues here, right? So that's where we have to fix the this kind of dumps and errors. We have to fix it out here, right? So this way we have to fix the errors and issues in the systems here. Okay. So like that ST22, not only many errors will come. So the only common thing is you need to check first of all whether this error is related to the you or programmers or developers. Check. It is this one. Let's check this one. Let's check the this left side you have the information, the developer view and what happened, what can I do, users and all the information. It will give you the clear picture in the information. Okay, that's where we have to fix the issues. Okay, so the next one, suppose example SM21. SM21 is like a system locks. So SM12 is like a locking mechanism, system locks. This is the system locks. Okay, so just small differences, system locks. Okay, system logs, LOG, SM21. This is also like kind of a system errors, system errors. If something is happened in the system, something you need to find out means if you go to the SM21 here, you will find out the what are the errors we are facing. All the information it will be displayed here. All the information will be wow, process stopped, so errors, so operational mode triggered, something is happened in the system. All the information will be so a runtime error is occurred, dump is occurred. So there is a system time zone cannot be determined. There is a time zone issue. System time zone issue here. System is in the different time zone. So that is the reason it's giving the error here, right? So that we have to fix it out this error time zone issue using the STZ. So enter using the STZ TC. This is a transaction code here. So this is the transaction code to maintain the if you change the system, it will affect the system. We want to change it. Yes. So currently it's CET is maintained here. User default downs also CET here. Maybe sometimes IST, so sometimes IST or CET, so you can maintain. So whatever the users, most users are logging, that time zones you can change it here. The time zones we can change it here, right? So that is also we can perform it in the systems here, time zones. So why? Because if you go to the systems and status, here you will come to know the so what is the system time and what is the user login time here, right? Here it will the information will be displayed here in the systems here. Okay, that is the information will be displayed. So if you go to the system status, here you see the system time and system time. So system time is the 8:11. It's a 28 8:11 here. So but today 29th I guess, right? 29th. So 29th CET time. So there are the time zone mismatches are there here. Time zone mismatches are there here. So to avoid this kind of mismatches, everything you can maintain in the one common time zone that will be that won't impact in the systems here, right? That's why we can maintain it here, right? So this is the SM21. You can find out the logs, system logs. So what happened in the system? So see here, there are a lot of transactions are getting cancelled. See, transaction cancelled, transaction cancelled, transaction cancelled, update terminated. You done the update terminations, you activated the update, you deactivated the update. So you deactivated the update manually by which user, which time. So then all the information is recorded. You see here. So we cannot escape from anywhere. So in this logs, you see all the update was deactivated, activated, deactivated, all the information got recorded here, all the information got recorded here. So there is a user develop batch, there is a transactions are getting cancelled here, transactions are getting cancelled here. See, transactions are getting cancelled here. Okay, so this is what it will happen in the systems here, right? So this is the one. So this SM21 system logs, system messages here. So any information is something is happening in the system, everything we can find out in the SM here. So you want to particular user only, you can give the entire user. If you don't know the user, you know the timelines, then you can check the particular timeline as well. You can check the old dated, yesterday's dated date, the logs also you can see it in the system. 27th onwards, what's happening in the systems here, right? So all the information we can find out in the SM21 transaction code here. Okay, so this is our SM21. So SM04, that you know, AL08, you know, that we discussed yesterday here, right? SM51 that we discussed. So apart from that, so normally the developers, sir, we know we have some transaction codes, and developers also transaction codes to execute the programs, to write the programs, to execute the reports, codes, syntax, and everything. Where to do that one? So normally the developer will execute the programs in SA38 or SE38 transaction codes. SA38 or SE38 transaction codes here. So they will go to the SA38. Here they will execute the program. They will provide the program name. How you executed previously, they will execute the programs here. Programs means so code. So sorry, SE38 also one of the transaction code. Here we can create the new programs also. Normally the developer will create the new programs, customizing programs. They will create it for the there depends upon. So you can also see the source code. Source code means what is the code written inside of that program, what is the code written, see what are the code it is written here, how many number of lines they have written into the here, the data also they are here written here, right? If they want to create the new program, they can also create the new program also here, right? Suppose like I want to create the training program, I want to list out the all the training related information and everything, then I can create the training program. So but I need the access key, then I need to access key, and I can continue, I can create the one program in the systems. That's possible. Okay, that's possible here. So that will be done by the developers here. So developers will use the SA38, or sometimes we will also use to execute the programs and the reports. So SA38 or SE38 are the transaction codes used for programs and program executions and edits that can be done by using the SA38 or SE38. Okay.
Sir, access key we have to generate or
Which one? Access key that will be done by the. So sometimes if they ask us to generate the access key in the service marketplace, we have to generate it.
like we like a basis administrator we have to generate
Some
or maybe
companies,
the developer itself.
developer itself, they will manage it. Some companies, they will ask us to generate it. We have to generate it. That it depends upon the company.
Okay.
Okay. So any other questions, anyone for today?
Sir, it is a basis task to develop the key, or it is only developer task?
Which one?
The developing key, generating key.
Development is not part of our scope. It's will be done by the developers. But
Okay,
that
so
here we will
okay, okay,
execute the some of the programs. That's why I just explained about the SA38, SE38.
okay.
They will do the programs. They coding and all, development and all, they will take care of. Why we have the technical team. There is no coding for no involvement of the coding.
I think he was asking regarding for the development key, sir. I mean, as a
Developer key.
developer joining, yeah, developer key.
That's what I explained, right? The first question, answer to the first question, it's depends upon the company. So sometimes they will ask us to do the generate the developer key and access key. Sometimes they will only do that one here. That depends upon the company. The both go answer to the both the questions are same.
Okay. Sir, this is like the like T course today what you taught us to do. And apart from this one this one is finished, sir, client creation.
Upcoming, coming, it's coming. We
Okay.
have to, we need to have some patience to get the topics like client administration, transport administration, operational modes, then background jobs. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the background jobs. Why? Because D we completed, V completed, E completed. So then tomorrow we are going to discuss about the B for background work process, batch jobs. So then after that, so G and S spool for printers. Then client administration will start, then transport administration will start, then operational modes, then performance related transaction codes, then daily monitoring, then so Scott, then queues. So lot of things will are there here. So these are the basics things. So that's why I'm going some slowly here in these cases here.
Yeah, great.
Okay. So
Sir.
just practice it. Why? Because this background jobs I can start it today, but some people will confuse it. Why? Because new members. That's why background jobs. So
Sir, do we have any documents like related to this one or no required?
which document? Course document? No, these
No, not
topics
about.
related documents, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah, I have the
document.
documentation. So actually, I will share it. And the thing is, I'm finalizing some of the members, so I'm trying to remove those people.